Hello, this is Joe Gasper coming to you from Chennai in South India. This is part 2 of my Kangen water presentation. So I need to start by asking you, have you seen part 1? Because only if you have seen part 1, part 2 is going to make sense, and it's absolutely essential you get the basics cleared first before you proceed to this video, alright? In the first video, we saw what are the product benefits of the Enagic Kangen Water Machine, mainly emphasizing on the fact that it creates a very special water called Kangen Water, right, from the company Enagic. The Kangen water is really high as an antioxidant. It has something like a minus 400 ORP, sometimes even minus 600 ORP, and so on and so forth. ORP stands for oxidation reduction potential. It has an extremely high alkalinity. Okay, it has an alkalinity of pH 8.5 or 9 or 9.5, which can be just made with a touch of a button, so to say, on the machine. It's microclustered, it's hydrogenated, and all that, right? The machine has a lifespan of 15 to 25 years, and it comes with a 5 years warranty. We covered a lot of things, and not only that, we showed how Kangen water helps people who have these lifestyle diseases that is really plaguing the world today. Obesity, heart diseases, blood pressure, cholesterol, you name it, cancers, diabetes, Not that in any way the company is claiming, or any of us as independent distributors are claiming, that Kangen water cures all these diseases. Never. That's not the understanding. But in the part 1 of the video series, I explained how consuming Kangen water on a regular basis helps somehow reverse these diseases, right, that might be affecting you or somebody you love, right? Now, as they say, proof is in the pudding, all right? So we also saw that there are, numerous, actually thousands of testimonials in YouTube and other channels which talks about people being benefited from so many diseases, right? I mean, in part 1, we talk a lot more, but here it shows, for example, Kangen in diabetes, Kangen in sleep apnea, Kangen in joint pain, constipation, osteoporosis, how athletes use it and find it beneficial, and so on. And we also saw that there are a lot of professional medical doctors who talk about the benefits of Kangen water, how their patients have been able to benefit from Kangen, all right, drinking it, in conjunction with the treatment they take through these doctors, of course, all right. So, as I say, the proof is in the pudding, and it's proven beyond a doubt over the years that Kangen water does help a lot of people, and it could help and save the life of somebody you love, maybe in your family, maybe in your neighborhood, maybe in your office, whatever it is. So do go over. I cannot emphasize more that you should see part 1 before seeing this, because that's the part where it really takes you into how it helps your internal body to recover from various illnesses and ailments just by consuming this amazing water called Kangen. All right. So let's proceed. Now, we saw in video 1, or the series 1, part 1, that Kangen water has several benefits, as we saw, in terms of drinking, high antioxidant, alkaline and microclustered water. But the machine, the Kangen machine, does a lot more than that, right? It can produce with the touch of a button strong alkaline water, which is 11.5 pH. This water, by the way, is not for drinking purposes, but it's meant to deep clean and revitalize your meat, fruits, vegetables, any produce for that matter. And it's also an amazing degreaser, so it can be used for cleaning oil and grime from your stoves, floors, etc. It creates strong alkaline water, all right, 11.5, and then here is 2.5 pH, the other end of it, which helps in managing a lot of skin problems such as eczema and so on and so forth, by disinfecting and killing the virus and bacteria. Okay, and the machine also produces beauty water, which is 5.5 pH, which is the same as your skin pH, which can be used for washing face, hair care, and you can add it to your bath water and so on. So let's go and look at this one by one in more detail. Okay, now 11.5 pH, which is a strong Kangen water. Let me start with a question. How do you normally wash your fruits and vegetables, right? And I'm sure most of you would say that in tap water, all right? Now, the question is, you take a lot of effort to clean your produce, but is it really getting cleaned, all right? Allow me to run you through a short video courtesy Bob Gridelli, to see the answer to the question I asked you just now. All right, here goes.
Now we're going to show you some other properties of the water that we can use for different purposes in your home. And what we're going to do is we're going to use some tomatoes here that I just got at the grocery store. So these are some Nature's Sweet tomatoes. And how do you normally clean your fruits and vegetables at home? You rinse them in the tap water, right? So we're going to take these Nature's Sweet tomatoes, and I'll try to pluck these out really quick. And you rinse them in the tap water, right? So we're just going to simulate that by pouring some tap water in here. You ladies didn't know you were going to do a little taste test today, did you? And we're going to take another bag of the Nature's Sweet tomatoes, and we're going to soak them in what's called Strong Kangen Water. And Strong Kangen Water is at a pH of about 11.5. And the reason I put it in a black container is because three things affect the properties of the water. That is air, light, and movement. So we always store them in black containers when we make the water and we're going to use them. So we'll just soak some of the tomatoes with the 11.5 Strong Kangen Water. And while those are soaking, we'll let those sit there for just a minute. And we're going to take some, this is pure sesame oil. I'm going to take some sesame oil, and I'm going to show you while those are soaking what this water can do to the sesame oil. Now what happens, basic science, what happens when you mix water and oil? It doesn't mix, right? So notice how it's starting to separate. So watch when I take the same oil and put the Strong Kangen Water in there. What just happened? It emulsified, or it mixed the oil. So we're going to show you today with this water how you can use it for different purposes at home to clean your produce. You can also use it, put it in a black spray bottle like I do, and clean the house with it. So we're all concerned about the chemicals in our home, right? So we can now get rid of all those chemicals and make water that you can use as a degreaser, a cleaner, your 409, you can replace all of those. So let's go back to the tomatoes. How about that? So remember, these were soaking in the tap water and simulating how you clean them at home. And I'm just going to scoop them out of here and try not to make a mess. Okay. That's the tap water. We'll set them right there. And then we're going to do a little taste test. Are you ladies up for a taste test today? Okay, let's get I call these Kangen tomatoes. Now, notice the difference. So, you thought you cleaned your tomatoes in the tap water, right? But did you really? Notice what just came off the tomatoes. Herbicides, pesticides, oxidation, anything that's on the produce, because they use oil-based pesticides that don't wash off in the rain. So guess what? Regular water doesn't have the ability to take those off, but Kangen water has the ability to take them off, just like it broke down the oil over here. So let's go ahead and let's pass these around. We're going to go ahead and have each one of you grab one of the Kangen tomatoes, I call them, and let's do a little taste test. Those are kind of big, so you might not want to bite them in half. I would just bite the whole thing, or you might get tomato on you. And so we're going to let them try the Kangen tomatoes really quick. Hey guys, I'm Italian, and I didn't used to like tomatoes. That's pretty sad, right? But guess what? I found out it wasn't the tomatoes I didn't like. It was what was on the tomatoes that I didn't like. So, how's the tomatoes? Are they pretty sweet? Not too bad? Okay, great. So now we're going to go ahead and pass these around. And this is the tomatoes that how you normally clean them and how you normally eat them. And let's see if we notice a difference, or who can notice a difference in the taste. Oh, you got to get a picture of these faces. Look at the face. Look at the difference in the taste. So that now you understand why I didn't like tomatoes. Like I said, it wasn't the tomatoes I didn't like. It was what was on the tomatoes that I didn't like. Everyone notice the difference? Absolutely. The first one was much better. The first one tasted more like you got it out of the garden, right? And it was natural and no pesticides, and it was sweet. Even the texture is a little different. And the second one, you guys, because guess what? You were eating the tomatoes with this on there. and that will definitely affect the taste. And guess what? When you clean your produce with this Kangen water, the strong Kangen water, your produce will last a week or so longer. So one of the other benefits of this technology and the different waters that we can make that you can use in your home for different purposes.
Awesome, Bob. Thank you so much. Every time I see this or do this demonstration in front of people, it never fails to amaze me, and I'm sure you found it extremely interesting too. Now, Bob did mention it, but just to reiterate, I hope you got the point. You can see a farmer here spraying some pesticide, insecticide, whatever it is, on the produce here, right? But note that he is wearing a mask over here, protective glasses, protective gloves, and so on, right? Because of the chemical that he's spraying here, right? And as it rightly asks here, if what he is spraying is not safe enough to breathe, how can it be safe for you to eat it, right? And the reason is this. Today, farmers intelligently know that if they spray any kind of herbicides, pesticide, chemicals, whatever, and the rain comes, it's going to wash it away, right? And they don't want to be going again and again and spending money and time to be reapplying that chemical on the produce, right? So what they do is these chemicals that are applied nowadays are oil-based chemicals, so that when the rainwater comes, they cannot wash away the chemicals, and they have to just put the chemicals once in every crop. Okay, now the point is that if rainwater cannot wash away the chemicals, how can your tap water wash it away? All right, so that's the importance of this, and I hope you found this really educating and amazing. That it's so important for us to eat our food clean as we all desire to. But really, once you've seen this, I'm sure you realize that, even though we want to eat clean food, often we are not doing that, all right? Now, let's move on. So, the next water we're going to see is pH 2.5, also known as strong acid water. Again, this water is not for drinking purposes, but it helps in various skin conditions, all right? This is one example. If you're weak-hearted, please don't look at this. This is eczema, a kind of a skin, infection, so to say. And look at this. In a period of about 2 weeks, okay, where 2.5 pH Kangen water was externally applied, okay, and the person, of course, kept on drinking the 9.5 as well, look at what has happened. It has totally, sort of healed, dried up, cleaned up, whatever you call it. Okay, now this is amazing, isn't it? Another thing is psoriasis, for example, a very, very painful infliction, right? Because as you can see here, the whole back is covered with psoriasis. Okay, now this picture was taken on 1st of November 2011, before the treatment, right? And as you can see here, the person started using this 2.5 externally. Okay, the 2.5 is applied on the skin here externally, while he kept drinking the 9.5. I hope you can see the machine over here. Okay, and when this was taken, this was 1st of November, and 17th of November, probably you can see that there's a lot of improvement. And watch this. 21st of December, the same 2011, it's almost totally gone, right? That's amazing, correct? That's totally amazing, right? So this is the power of 2.5. Now, there are obviously commercial machines that make this 2.5, but to my knowledge, there's no domestic model world over, all right, that makes us 2.5. The commercial models are, of course, worth something like $500,000 or whatever. And when they come to the medical or pharmaceutical shops to buy, they cost pretty much. Okay, now, for example, I picked up one from Amazon. It's called a Microcin, which is also a 2.5. All right, and look at this. It's something like an 8 ounce selling for close to 9,000 rupees. All right, and a similar product, which is again 8 ounce probably, costing around 3,200 after a lot of discount, and so on and so forth. Okay, now as you can see here, it says Puracin wound and skin care is intended for the OTC management, over-the-counter management of skin abrasions, lacerations, minor irritation, cuts, and intact skin. Exactly what the Kangen 2.5 water also does, right? So once you have the machine, you don't have to buy any of these, all right? Your doctor doesn't have to prescribe any of this. You could be having this in your own home, all right? Moving on. The next type of water that the machine makes is beauty water, all right, which has a pH of 5.5. your skin has a pH of 5.5, close to that. So that's where beauty water 5.5 pH also helps you. All right. Now let's see an example. Now this young lady here used to have this kind of reaction, or whatever you call it, on the face. This photo was taken in October 2012 in Malaysia. And after using Kangen water 5.5 externally for 6 months and also drinking the 9.5, look at what has happened to her face, right? There's an amazing transformation, isn't it? Which girl wouldn't love this, for that matter, any man for that matter, yeah? So this is the amazing benefit of, the 5.5. So as you can see, the machine, the Kangen machine, does not only make drinking water for you 8.5, 9 or 9.5, it makes additional types of water, right? Now, again, the beauty water is also something, which you go and buy like a toner, right? A lot of you buy toners, a lot of ladies buy toners, okay? Which is basically for stretching or firming up your skin, right? Again, something that costs a lot of money. I'm told it could cost anywhere from 25 US dollars to $200 or more, depending on the brand and so on. But once you have this machine, you don't have to be buying that. Just take the 5.5 and that's it. That's a beauty toner, right? Free of charge for you, all right? Now, it does make another type of water, which is clean water. Clean water is something like your, your properly filtered water, right? And that is used if you want to make, for example, your baby food, or only when you're taking your medication, all right? At the time of medication, you don't have to use the Kangen water because of its various properties. For half an hour before you're taking medicines, or during taking medicines, or after half an hour after you take medicines, you would avoid the Kangen water. For that, you can use clean water, and then you can go back to Kangen water, the drinking water, all right? So that's about the different types of water that the Kangen machine from Enagic makes. And, like I touched upon the last time as well, the company has numerous awards, really, and documented recognitions. This one here is an endorsement from Japanese Association of Preventive Medicine for Adult Diseases, all right? Now, you're free to check it out if you have the resources, but Enagic Kangen machines are the only ionizer machines which have these certification. It's a real feather on the cap. Most of this is the only company that has that, all right? And for those of you who know how the Japanese system works, this is an extremely, vigorous process for the product to be certified to these levels, okay? Here it says International Earth Environmental University Grand Prix Award. Japan Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare Certificate. WQA, World Quality Association, Gold Seal Certificate, all right? If somebody claims they have a World Water Quality Association, WQA USA certificate, check whether it is just a membership, which anybody can get, or a gold seal certificate. Again, I dare say that Enagic is the only company worldwide among the ionizer companies that has a gold seal certificate from WQA, all right? ISO 13485, which stands to indicate the company is a medical grade equipment manufacturer, UL listed, and so on and so forth, the various recognitions and certificates, right? Now, just to recap, okay, the product benefits. The machine makes healthy drinking water, which comes in 8.5, 9 and 9.5 pH. This is something that you will drink to stay healthy and hydrated. You can use it to cook, or to add to soups, coffee, tea, etc. It really gives an amazing flavor, and it's really amazing in taste. You can use it for watering alkaline, favoring plants and flowers, and also for dyeing fabrics, so to say, all right? The 11.5 pH, the strong alkaline water, is used for deep cleaning and revitalizing your produce. It's an amazing degreaser, as we saw, so we can use it to clean the oil and grime from our towels, floors, dishes, knives, etc. You can even soak the clothes, okay, to remove the grease spots, coffee spills, and so on. And you can use it for washing dishes, so you'll use less detergent, all right? The 2.5, which is the strong acidic water, can be used as a hand sanitizer. You can use it for disinfecting utensils, containers, toothbrush, etc. Spray it on your counters, surfaces, baby chairs. It's amazing. It really cleans everything over there. Spray to remove stains from clothes. Soak your feet to remove the fungal toenails and athlete's fluid. And as we saw, it really helps in various skin conditions, dab it on cold sores, pimples, etc. And if you have some acid-loving plants, you can use it to water them as well, all right? Beauty water, as we saw, is for obviously washing your face, your hair, and so on. You can also use for washing dishes and house cleaning and polishing mirrors and so on and so forth. You can also use it in the rinse cycle of washing machines or for grooming your pet. Yeah, so there's a lot of usages, right? And the clean water is for baby formula and for taking medicines. All right. Now the product, as we saw earlier as well, has a lifespan of 15 to 25 years, which is really awesome, and it comes with a 5 years warranty. All right. So my friend, I hope you've realized by now that the product Enagic Kangen Water Machine is the best gift you can really give for your family anytime, right? We all care for our families, and what better than giving them good health, today and always, right? Now, the SD501 is, like the flagship model of the company. Again, it's a medical grade device product, so it's of the highest standards. It comes with 7 solid titanium plates coated in platinum. All right, and as we saw in the earlier part 1 presentation, even if you decide to buy just alkaline water off the shelf, all right, or online, for a couple, just a husband and wife, so to say, okay, for a couple, where you would typically need about 5 liters a day, we saw in the earlier presentation that half a liter would cost something like 1,400 rupees. So 5 liters would be 10 bottles, and then you would buy it for 30 days, which is a month. That would work out to 4,20,000 rupees a month, and therefore that would cost 50,40,000 rupees a year. If this is not clear to you, it's obvious that you have not watched part 1. So do go back and watch that as well, and this will be absolutely clear for you, right? Now, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Even if you're a multimillionaire, you're going to think twice about spending this kind of money just for drinking alkaline water. But with this machine, this kind of investment is not at all required, right? The product costs only 2,77,000 Indian rupees, all right, and which works out to 50.6 rupees per day. All right, let me tell you in a minute how that comes. Right, the company does have a a smaller machine, or in not in physical size, but in terms of the plates it has, okay, which is the core engine of the machine, which is called as JR2 or the Junior 2. It's the same. It produces all the same types of water, but instead of 7 titanium platinum plates, it has 3 instead. So naturally, there's a price difference. It comes at rupees 1.55 lakhs, which works out at 28.30 a day. Now, this 50.6 and the 28.3 is arrived at by calculating that the durability being 15 to 25 years. Let's just calculate if the machine lasts for 15 years. This is the kind of money that you would spend a day on a water, unlimited for you, your family, your neighbors, everybody you care for. And what is this? This is something like equivalent to 2 bottles of bottled water that you would anyway, be buying a lot more than that. All right. So now your options, I guess, are the following. You could say, I want the machine now, right? Let's go ahead and buy that machine, right? I love my family. I want to give my family, my children, the best water, right? So I want to bring this best water starting now so that I live a healthy life today and always, all right? Perhaps you also would say that I'd like to try the water first, which is fine, if you stay somewhere close to where I am staying, I'm more than happy to give you free water, unlimited, for any number of days, all right? Feel free to connect with me and come and take the water anytime you want. Or if you know any other Kangen distributor who's somewhere close to you, or somebody who's got a Kangen machine, I'm sure they'd be more than happy to share the water with you, because we have benefited from that in our health, and we have no problems helping you to realize your health benefits as well, all right? Now, perhaps you may also say that, well, I'm not interested. It could be for any reason. I don't have the money, for example, could be one reason, and we respect that, all right? So that's perfectly fine. But perhaps sometime in the future you might be interested in that, and you know whom and how to get in touch with, right? Another scenario could be, you could be thinking, well, you know what? It's not just that I need the water. I know a lot of people who need this water, and I can see a tremendous business opportunity. Yes, you heard us right, because this company believes in marketing this product only through word of mouth of satisfied clients, all right? There's no BS involved. You don't just see an advertisement, you don't see a brand ambassador of some, known face coming and claiming that this is an amazing product. No, this is people like me and you who have actually used the product, who are satisfied with it, who have found health benefits, all right, who can take it to our neighbors and friends and family, all right? And in that, there is a business opportunity. And you need to look out for my next video, which would be about the compensation plan and the business opportunity, all right? And if that's you, yes, you do have an opportunity to promote this product. But you need to be a customer first, obviously, because otherwise, you will be just saying something that you think is good and you're not sure is good, right? So there's a business opportunity for you in that. And look out for my next video on that, all right? So with that, my friend, let me leave you with the thought that your health is now in your hands. You need to take action. If you've got any questions, feel free to connect with me. My name is Joe Gasper. My WhatsApp is +917 3388 or you could shoot me an email at joe@thepowerwater.com or Kensus, which is KENSUS @gmail.com, right? Now, if you are convinced by now and you're ready to pick up your machine, you can check the description below for the link to buy your Kangen machine now. If you don't find the description below, just click the kind of inverted triangle that you'll see there. Something like a drop down will drop in there, and that's where the description is there, okay? Or you could directly go to visit this link over here, which says www.thepowerwater.com, and then there's a / C is equal to products, okay? Now that will take you to a page which has all the Enagic machines. Just select the product that you desire, the model that you desire, select your country and follow the instructions. Depending on where you come from, if you're from US or Canada, for example, you'll be able to place an order online. All the other information is pre-filled for you, like the distributor ID and so on. However, if you're from other countries where online ordering is not there, the instructions will be given there, the form will be given there, which you can take up and forward it to this email address, and then I'll help you to get your machine and also guide you on how to use that, all right? With that, I leave you for now to take action. You take care, my friend. You rock.